This morning, you probably got into a car without even thinking about it. You turned a key. Or maybe you just pressed a button. 5 seconds later, you were moving 40 miles an hour without using a single muscle. Meanwhile, your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather would have looked at your car, walked around it 3 times, knocked on the door, and probably asked, "So, where's the horse?" Because for almost 300,000 years, cars didn't exist. Neither did trains, or airplanes, or bicycles, not even shopping carts. If you wanted to go somewhere, there was only one option: walk. Need water? Walk. Need food? Walk. Need to find a husband or a wife? Believe it or not, walk. Imagine telling a caveman, one day people will complain because traffic made them 5 minutes late. He wouldn't ask, "What's 5 minutes?" He'd ask, "What's traffic?" Because for him, walking wasn't exercise. Walking wasn't a hobby. Walking wasn't something your smartwatch celebrated with fireworks for reaching 10,000 steps. Walking was a survival. If you stopped walking, you stopped eating. If you stopped exploring, another tribe found the food first. If you stayed in one place too long, something with very sharp teeth might decide you looked delicious. Humans weren't the fastest, not even close. A cheetah could outrun us. A horse could leave us behind. Even your neighbor's angry goose could probably scare you into running faster. So here's the mystery. How did the slowest traveler become the ruler of an entire planet? The answer isn't hidden inside some ancient temple. It's not buried under a pyramid. In fact, you're standing on it, your feet. And believe it or not, they're one of the greatest transportation technologies ever invented. Here's the funny part. Humans are actually terrible at sprinting. Seriously, a cheetah can hit 70 miles an hour. A horse can run around 30. You, maybe 15 for about 6 seconds. Then suddenly, you're making sounds that don't even exist in any language. So no, our ancestors weren't chasing mammoths like action movie heroes. That would have lasted about 5 seconds. Instead, they did something much smarter. They just kept walking and walking and walking. Imagine being a deer. You sprint away, feeling pretty confident. 10 minutes later, you stop to rest. Guess who's still coming? That weird, sweaty human. Another hour passes, still there. Half the day goes by, still walking. At some point, the deer probably thought, does this guy have a job? That's called persistence hunting. Instead of being the fastest animal, humans became the most annoying one. But how? Because your body is secretly built for endurance. Look at your feet. See that arch? It's basically a built-in spring. Every step stores energy, then gives most of it back. Free battery, no charging required. Then there's your Achilles tendon. It's like a giant rubber band. Stretch, release, stretch, release. Nature basically said, let's make walking cheaper. But the real superpower is something most animals wish they had: sweat. About 2 million sweat glands. Sounds disgusting, because it is, but it's also brilliant. While horses, dogs, and most mammals start overheating, you just keep sweating and keep moving. Your ancestors weren't winning because they were stronger. They won because they simply refused to stop. And here's the crazy part. In 1978, scientists discovered a trail of footprints in Tanzania, pressed into volcanic ash. They're 3.6 million years old. 2 individuals walking side by side, not running, not hiding, just walking. And when scientists compared them to footprints today, they realized something unbelievable. They looked almost identical to yours. The feet you're standing on right now are carrying the same design that carried humans millions of years ago. And those feet were about to take us far beyond Africa. Humans kept walking for thousands of years, then tens of thousands, around 70,000 years ago. Something incredible happened. People began leaving Africa, not because someone shouted, "Road trip!" There were no roads, no maps, no GPS, not even that one friend who always says, "Don't worry, I know a shortcut." Instead, every generation walked a little farther. Their children walked even farther, until humans had spread across Asia, Europe, and eventually the Americas, almost 15,000 miles, all on foot. Imagine telling them, one day you'll cross the same distance while watching movies on a plane. They'd probably ask, "What's a movie?" But eventually, humans reached something their feet couldn't solve. Water, rivers, lakes, oceans, nature. Basically said, "Good luck." Then one genius looked at a floating log and had the most dangerous idea in human history. What if I sit on it? It worked, thankfully. Around 65,000 years ago, humans somehow reached Australia. The crazy part, you can't even see Australia from where they started. Imagine sailing toward absolutely nothing for days. Because you had a feeling that's confidence or complete madness, maybe both, thousands of years later. The Polynesians became the greatest navigators on Earth. They crossed thousands of miles using only the stars, the waves, the wind, and birds. Meanwhile, I still need Google Maps to find the right supermarket, but walking and boats still had one big problem. You could move yourself, not much else. Imagine hunting a giant mammoth and then realizing you have to carry it home. Congratulations. Dinner just became cardio. So humans found a better employee, the horse. Around 5,500 years ago, people in what's now Kazakhstan began riding horses. Suddenly, a trip that took days could take hours. The world felt smaller overnight. Then came one of humanity's strangest inventions, the wheel. Here's the funny part. Humans had already crossed oceans before anyone invented it. The first wheels weren't even for transportation. They were pottery wheels. Someone eventually looked at one, turned it sideways, and thought, wait a second. This could save my back. Best idea ever. Add roads, add wagons, then trains, cars, airplanes, and eventually rockets. All because one stubborn species refused to stop moving. So the next time you're annoyed because your Uber is 3 minutes away, just remember, your ancestors walked across continents with no map, no shoes, and absolutely no idea what was waiting over the next hill. And somehow they made it.